My name is Nick Riggs.
Did we wake something up, guys?
I've put together a team of the most elite paranormal investigators that I know. My younger brother Carson, and our good friend Jeremy.
Where are you guys at? Nick!
Together we will stop at absolutely nothing to capture both the good and the bad sides of the paranormal.
Everything.
So this is what we call a paranormal disorder.
We are in the small city of Deer Lodge, Montana, to investigate one of the biggest locations we have ever been to, the old Montana State Prison.
The riot of 1959 was started by a man named Jerry Miles. And Jerry Miles, ever since he was born an orphan, and after that, because of that, he just kind of felt like he didn't fit in anywhere. And so at the age of 14, he picked up a life of crime, and he was in and out of jails his whole life. One thing about him, he was also a homosexual, as were most people who stayed here. And he saw the young man, Lee Smart. He came in here at the age of 19, but he was only 17 years old when he killed the first man. And the first man he killed, he also collected 3 fingers from him, and he wore them in a pouch around his neck. One night, him and Lee Smart snuck into the laundromat that Jerry Miles used to be in charge of, so he knew where everything was. And they got a bunch of cleaning fluids, very flammable. They went up to the upper levels of the cell block, waited for a guard to walk underneath, and they doused him in the cleaning fluids and held a torch over him. And the guard dropped his rifle, and with that, they grabbed the rifle, and the riot of 1959 broke loose.
Jerry Miles and Lee Smart took over the prison. It was the 3rd day of the riot. The police and the National Guard were determined to retake the prison. They fired a bazooka into the tower where Jerry and Lee were and started firing.
It was Jerry Miles and Lee Smart up in this very room, and they had with them one last hostage. They actually ended up killed 5 guards and 3 snitches. It was that night when they were very rudely awakened by the bazooka shot, and then all of a sudden the National Guardsmen were shooting in at the wall as well. And so they woke up to an explosion, gunfire, and then the screams of their fellow inmates who had been either hit or just frightened. And so at this point they were pretty much at the end of their run, and they decided that it was either up to them to end it now or wait for the guards to come and put an end to it. So Lee Smart, being the murderer, he stepped over lovingly to Jerry Miles, and he wrapped his arm around him and blew his brains out all over the last inmate that they had, the last hostage they had. And then he stepped around and fired upon himself, blowing his brains. And so the last hostage just sat here tied up, covered in the bloody mess of his captors, until finally the National Guardsmen rushed up here expecting to find the bodies, but instead they ended up slipping on the bloody mess of Jerry Miles and Lee Smart. And the first guy who came up here, he slipped and he fell on his hands and knees, and his hand hit something hard, and he put it in his pocket because he couldn't see what it was. And it wasn't until he got downstairs out and shone light on it that it was the skull and jawbone of Jerry Miles.
My first experience was in here, and it was myself and one other coworker, and we were the only ones left here in the building. Everybody had gone home. And we came back to lock up all of our buildings, keep the pigeons and things like that out of them. And we came out here, and we wanted to go up into the top tiers. So we came out, and we were trying to get it open, and we got the padlock off, and then she was trying to get the other part of the gate open, but you have to use like a buck knife to kind of pop it open. And so she got angry, and she was like, I can't get this gate open. And then we hear, "Rrr." And so we both just stopped, and we were like, hello? And we kind of walked out into this area, and it just echoed through the whole building, a woman yell, help. It was the craziest thing. It was so loud that there's no possible way it could have came from outside of the building, outside of the wall. It, like how my voice is echoing in here, it echoed like that.
So probably the first thing you notice in here is just the set of gallows. This is one of the original 2 sets of Galloping Gallows, they were called. They They were used in Montana. Essentially, whenever someone was convicted to hang, they had to hang in the county that they were convicted in. And so this thing was able to be taken apart and then shipped off. That's why it's called the Galloping Gallows.
How many people have been hung with this?
I'm not actually sure how many people have been hung. I don't think we know.
Wow, so
on
a
this.
lot.
But a lot, because there were only 2 in Montana. One interesting thing, like, so we don't actually let anyone go up here. The noose, it's been tied very securely and obviously hasn't really been moved. But the past few ghost tours I've been on, it's just kind of reoccurring pattern. Every time I come here, something's like changed that, you know, shouldn't be able to be changed. Especially because this place is usually locked during daytime tours as well, just to protect the gallows. And it was like every time I came here, the noose had slid down till there was like nothing left. And my coworker would walk up and slide it and like tighten it really good to the top. And then we'd come back and be slid all the way down to the bottom.
We decided to start our investigation where they held the more dangerous of inmates, maximum security.
All right, boys and girls. Can't see anything. Yeah. Nothing. Hello? Any spirits here? Yep. Make your presence known.
I swear I heard like something like that, kind of push up, shuffling.
We heard that there's a spirit named Lucy here. We understand that you were going to kill yourself with poison, but then your daughter drank it and you killed her instead. And then you had to come here and serve life in this maximum security, this prison. We want to communicate with you, Lucy, but you have to make your presence known to us. We also heard that there's some entity in this maximum security cell block that isn't very nice, that has taken all the energy of everything that's bad here and created something of its own, something negative. This entity likes to scratch people badly. Likes to scratch people on the face. Likes to push them on the ground. Just know that we're the new wardens of this prison.
We're not going to allow that.
If you think you're big and bad, you need to come to us men. If you have a problem with how we're running this prison, you need to come up to us. You need to show us that you're mad. If you understand what I'm saying, make a noise.
Dude.
Yep. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying. I appreciate that.
I got chills.
Again, my name is Nick. I'm with Carson and Jeremy. Here to investigate the presence of the spirits of the Montana State Prison. You follow our rules.
What was that?
What?
Was that a car or was that a growl?
It sounded like a growl. That was
Where'd it come from?
Like over there.
You growling at us?
Was that you? You didn't like that? Let me feel your presence. Come on. Growl again.
I just got to chill. From my legs up to my hands.
You touched my hand earlier, can you do it again? I have my hands out. Touch them. I know you can do it. Whoever it was, just do it.
We're going to be here all night long. We have different pieces of equipment that we will be using throughout the night. An easy way for you to show us that you're here is by using those devices to communicate with us. You were one of the inmates that used to throw feces at people, at the guards. You make a noise if you were one of those that spit on people, that were tied up to this pole in here that couldn't move. Where are those spirits at? Those people that deserve to be in this maximum security, where are you at?
We're calling out every single spirit on this property right now. We want to see you. We want to know that you're here. Can you do that for us?
Alright, well now you know who we are and what we're here to do. We are using a trigger object that we have never even thought about using. And when we got to the prison, the lady gave us these pieces of a human skull and jawbone of Jerry Miles. So we're going to use that as a trigger object to see if we can communicate with him or whatever else is in this maximum security. So we're going to use the areas box first.
Scanning.
Jerry, if you're here, use this device. Come up to it and communicate. You can use this device to manipulate the sounds and talk to me, Jerry. Also, if there's any other spirits here, we want to communicate with you. Lucy. Lucy, are you here? Can you tell me your name? Lucy? Did you hear Lucy?
Yep.
Lucy, I heard you say your name. Thank you. Can you tell me what happened to you, Lucy? Did you kill your daughter? Can you tell me how you killed her? Mommy? Lucy, come through this device and talk to me. I want to get your story. Lucy, if you're here, go up to that device next to the school of Jerry Miles and talk through that. Use that. I'll be able to hear you. I'm sorry.
thought it said it's not helping.
Huh?
I thought it said it's not helping.
We want to talk to Lucy or Jerry Miles. Can you show me what cell you're in? This is your chance to communicate with us through a device that you may have never seen before. You can also touch the different equipment that we have around this maximum security. Let us know that you can hear us. Is there a negative spirit in here making it so you don't talk to us? The one that scratches people? Scratch me. I'm right here. Scratch me. Prove that you're here. That you can do that. I'm not hearing much out of it. Let's switch to the Legion call. Alright. This is for the negative ones. This is for the demons, the entities that scratch people.
You gotta come back.
Jerry, are you here? Jerry, can you hear me?
It said something. I heard it say something. Jerry, if that's you trying to communicate with through this device, say it again. If it's a negative entity that scratches people and doesn't like people in here, let's see it. Let's hear you. Who are you? Do you like us in here? We're not leaving. Right now you're being a coward and just watching us. You need to come and you need to communicate and show us that you're here. Keep hearing laughing.
I heard a couple chuckles.
You want us to leave? Scare us and get us out of here. Scratch Jeremy. He wants to be scratched. Or Carson. He does too.
What's your name?
Leave.
I don't want to leave. Why should I leave? If you want us to leave, you need to give us a reason.
I seen a picture of a lady's face. That's something in this maximum security cell did. An unseen force scratched this lady's face for no reason. Show yourself. We hear all these stories about the activity that happens here. And now we come and you don't do anything? Are you intimidated by us? Because we show no fear? We're not ones to be scared? This place has a lot of history and a lot of people suffered in these cells. All we want you to do is show us that you're here. I haven't even felt your presence around me right now. Come here. Come in this room. Weird, dude. I don't feel a damn thing.
It's calm.
Yeah, it's way cold.
Around 45 minutes after we left Max, our static camera captured an unexplainable bang. Was this what a cell door sounded like as it closed, locking you inside? We are headed into the main cell block. This 4-level building held inmates that committed horrendous crimes.
Hello? If there's any cellmates in these cells right now, make a noise. I just got something on my ear.
Like something touched you?
Yeah, dude. Like it felt like a fingernail went like, just down my ear like that. That was trippy. If you're in these cells, make a noise. My name's Nick.
I'm Carson.
I'm Jeremy.
We're here to talk to you and get your proof that you're here. That you once were confined to these tiny little cells.
We've been here before.
Where's cell 22 at?
Alright, dude.
Is there any spirits in this big, massive building with us?
The spirit that used to eat people here? That everybody was scared of? Go sit in it. Sit on it. Just sit on it.
Spiders, maybe.
If you're in that cell with him right now,
Can you touch my hand? Can you show me that you're here?
you can eat him. We know that you like to eat people. You thought it would make you stronger spiritually. Can you bite his arm? You need to knock on something. You need to let me know that you're here in the cells. You can hear my voice. Crap, throw something at me if you're in there.
Jerry Miles, your cell's on this side. Where are you at?
Hell, I don't care if you're an entity. I want you to communicate and let me know you're here. Run up behind us. Do whatever you want to do to let us know that you're here. If this was your house. This was your property. You were here for life for a long time. Anybody in these cells? Row 3, number 206. I want to talk to you. You've been convicted of murder and you're going to the hole.
We were unable to establish any type of communication with the spirits inside the cell block. I can't imagine how it felt to know you'd be spending the rest of your life here.
Alright, so the Galloping Gallows is in this movie theater, and now they don't allow groups to go up on top of it, but we have been given special permission to actually walk up there and touch the rope and be up on top. So let's go. Hello? Hello?
Is that you?
What?
Huh?
Talking?
No, I heard like a ooh.
Is there any spirits here that were hung by this rope? Can you move the rope?
I did.
Your light made it look like the shadow made it look like it was like moving back and forth. Oh, trippy, that scared me a little bit. If you were a spirit that got hung from this rope that traveled around Montana, can you move it? Can you make it swing? They told us that the knot slides down by itself. Are you responsible for that? Nobody's been allowed up here during these ghost tours or paranormal investigations. But we were given permission to come up here and talk to maybe the spirits that lost their lives here, that put their heads through this loop and dropped because of the crime that you committed. I would really love it for you to move this rope. Maybe move the knot down or make a noise in here even. I'm holding something that killed who knows how many people, dude.
There's no record of how many people
No, they don't
actually
even know.
hung.
They don't even know how many people this killed.
They called this the Galloping Gallows because they would disassemble it and it would travel all around Montana. So they have no idea how many guys or how many people were hung from that rope.
I'm gonna walk around this. Careful, don't step on this. When I first got up here, it was super heavy. Then once I started talking, it kind of just went back to normal. But like you touch it, and it's just, you almost like feel like this, I don't know, like sadness.
How many people lost their lives from this?
I think this is a list of people that they know of that died. Alfred Lane, Glenn Bolton, Joe Reagan, Henry Zorn, George Kreiner, Franklin
Robiday.
and Lee Simpson. All were hung on that gallows right there. One by one. So after the riot, the two people that killed themselves up in the tower, Lee Smart and Jerry Miles, they weren't just dragged out to the hospital. No, they were kicked down the stairs, brought right here where I'm standing right now, and laid there for days while all the other inmates were stripped and made them walk by and look at them, and the guards would tell them, this is what happens when people riot. They die and they're like this. So right now, we got a trigger object. Jerry Miles' skull and teeth in that box. So we're gonna see if we can use the Ethereal Box app and see if we can get some answers, some questions answered, stuff like that, see if it'll trigger something. So let's start this up. I'm gonna put this right here. Jerry Miles. Jerry Miles is Lee Smart. If you're here. Here.
Yep.
She said here. Jerry, were you laid here? Were you laid on this piece of grass after you killed yourself? And your lover,
Lee Smart.
Lee Smart? Did they lay your body right here on this property, on this little section of grass?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Was it embarrassing? I know you were dead at the time, but was it embarrassing for you?
Was that embarrassing to be laid right here and humiliated?
Yes.
Can you verify that you're talking to me? Can you tell me your name? What is your name? Whose skull and piece of jawbone is in this box?
Okay.
Why did it do that? It's still going. Still on. The Bluetooth is showing me that it's still connected. But it's not playing.
That was weird.
That has never happened. Jerry, are you doing this? Holy I just come on and said Jerry, dude.
Jerry, are you messing with our equipment? Woo. I got chills.
I got a bad, dude. It's like, wow. Jerry, did you do that? Yeah. I believe that you're here with me, Jerry. Are you responsible for the riot? Dude, I have never seen that happen. And then it freaking comes on and says Jerry, and I felt that. I felt that. Huh.
I don't know if it was a bird or something. I was just looking at the shadow or the light right here.
Yeah.
And I saw a shadow go across.
Serious?
Yeah.
There's no birds right now, dude. It's night. It's like
Yeah, a
1
shadow.
o'clock.
I saw a shadow go across that lighted thing.
You just said weird. Did he see you? Did you just walk by?
It wasn't like they were walking. It looked like it was like floating in the air. Like a shadow from something was floating in the air. It was casting a shadow on the ground.
Did he see something?
Yeah.
Ah.
What did I see?
Come up to this box with the skull and the teeth and tell me your name again. What is your name? The One.
Jerry, you know what? I don't like cops either. I would have joined you in the riot. Would you have let me join you in the riot?
Yes, sir. I would have been the cop coming after you. How's that make you feel, Jerry? I would have been the one kicking your body down the steps. Yeah, well.
Jerry, we could have taken him out before he could even kick you down the stairs. Not a problem.
You heard it?
Yep,
I didn't
not
hear
a problem.
it. Wow. You think you could take me? Lee Smith, are you here? Your body was also laid right here.
Lee Smart.
Lee Smart, are you still here? Your body was still laying right here next to Jerry. Can you tell me your name? Verify. Were you and Jerry lovers?
We're not getting nothing now.
Nothing.
Okay, Jerry, thank you.
I say we just go right inside this tower on the bottom level, dude.
Okay.
Right now we are in the bottom of the tower where the riot happened and was stopped. Jerry Miles and Lee Smart kicked down these stairs. Jerry, are you here? I got your skull and your teeth. Swear it hurts your teeth. Are these yours? Never.
Jerry, we're in your house now. This is where you died. This is where you were hiding during the riot. They kicked your dead body down these stairs.
They didn't care about you.
Did that piss you off? The way they mistreated your dead body? Yeah.
Did it piss you off that they did the same thing with your lover Lee?
So Jerry, you killed your lover, and you committed suicide. That's a coward way out. Why didn't you just face the bullet? Why didn't you get killed by the cops? You caused a bunch of hell and discontent. Why couldn't you go out?
Refused. Oh my hell, dude.
That was
Refused. Oh, I got chills. Dude, that is awesome. You refuse to go out? Do you need help moving out of this prison?
Yes.
I swear I said need help before and then it said yes. Get me out of here. Wow. Why would I get a fugitive, con boss, murderer?
You murdered people, Jerry. Why would we help you?
We won't help you. You have to stay here.
You could have sat quietly in the cell house and be a model inmate, but instead, you were an asshole.
Hello? Lee Smart. Jerry Miles.
Are you home?
We're coming to talk to you. Coming to get your story. Let you know that we're here. We understand that you were part of the riot. You orchestrated it. You two were lovers. And in the end, you killed yourself and your lover. Blew your brains out.
What?
Just so I can flash the light over here. I swear to God, I saw someone dead right there. Yeah. I'm gonna shake you. I thought I turned my flashlight on when I did it. You didn't see it? Standing right there. My heart is beating now. Was that you?
Let me come over here.
Yeah, let's go. Yes. If that was you that I seen, I just seen the feet, the legs from like right here down. If that was you that I saw, I got some devices.
Okay, so here's the thing I don't understand. If they were killed up here, why were his brains down there against the wall?
Because the guy said he was standing like this or something. He put the gun to his head.
Yeah?
And fucking shot him. And one brain flew all over.
Okay.
And then he did it to himself, and then he flew all over too. Jerry Miles! Lee Smart! This is where you killed yourself and your lover. If you're here, go near these lit up devices. Touch them. Make a noise. Let us know that you're here. These devices have antennas on them, metal. Touch them. Light them up. Did you like getting your dead bodies kicked down the stairs? And then lay it on the grass for everybody to see? Yeah, that's exactly where I seen you. Is that you? Can you touch it again? Dang. If you're Lee Smart, touch it for me. If your head is it Harry?
Jerry.
Jerry, it's Jerry. Touch it again for me. Any other spirits that are up here? Besides them two, touch it.
So it's another spirit, not those two.
So it's another prisoner, another inmate, or another cop. One of the hostages?
Yeah, they're being hostage.
Were you the one that had the brains all over you? This device he's turning on right now, you can choose a word. Tell us something. What was it that you seen before you were killed? Or tell us something that happened up here.
There's all these devices on the ground. Can you touch them?
Run?
We're not running.
We don't run.
Why should we run?
Jerry, if you're here, I want you to come into this room.
Can you touch that device again? Do it.
Metal antenna.
Oh.
Shit. That's freaking direct right there. When I walked up the stairs and got to the top, I seen somebody. I seen legs down on somebody. Scared the crap out of me. Who was that?
The Montana State Prison is packed with history of confinement. Inmates of all calibers were held inside these walls. Did we come in contact with the souls of Jerry Miles and Lee Smart, the two responsible for the riot?
It's cool to walk around and see it though.
Dude, it's awesome. I love like walking around like old places like this and just thinking of like how it would be like being here. You know, it's just I couldn't imagine being here.